Skid road reclamation has three major components. The operator needs to pull the berms, outslope the road, and install water bars. This chart shows the maximum allowable distance between water bars depending on the slope of the skid road. So you see skid roads with less than 5% slope can have water bars 100 feet apart. Skid roads that are between 5 and 20% slope should have water bars 50 feet apart. Skid roads that are greater than 20% slope should have water bars 40 feet apart. Now there are some situations where water bars will need to be closer together than these maximum allowable distances, but they are a good guideline to start with. In this picture you can see erosion channels above an installed water bar. Erosion is occurring between the water bars, which indicates that there may be a highly erodible soil or that water bars are too far apart. Additional stabilization measures may be necessary to stabilize this soil type. This could include seeding and mulching or installing water bars closer together. In this picture there's an example of an improperly constructed water bar. This water bar was installed straight across the road. Instead, the water bar should be installed with an angle to help the water shed to the outside of the road. The outflow at the end is also blocked. This will not allow for proper drainage of the water that's stopped by the water bar. Here's an example of a water bar not functioning correctly. This water bar is not functioning because the dozer has tracked through it. If at all possible, it's best to not track through water bars after installation. If the water bar must be tracked through, it should be built to be larger. It's also better to install water bars that must be tracked through in drier soil, as wetter soil will mash down more easily. Here's another example of improperly constructed water bars. These water bars are sloped towards the bank. As water builds up behind them, it will eventually overwhelm them and stay running down the road until the next water bar. These water bars should be sloped outwards towards the outside of the road and should also be angled to help the water run off the outside of the road. These water bars are also too small to be functional over the long term. Here's an example of a properly constructed permanent water bar. First you can see it's angled 30 to 45 degrees from the slope towards the outside of the road. It has an open outflow. It is cut into the road surface. It's not just a pile of dirt on top of the road surface. It is tied into the bank so that the water won't go around that way, and they are installed at a proper interval. All roads exceeding 20% slope must be stabilized by whatever combination of methods works best for the site. When in doubt, refer to page 20 of the BMP manual or contact your forester. All areas seeded and mulched must develop vegetative cover. Lime and fertilizer may be needed to ensure vegetative success. As you can see in this picture, there's an area where lime and fertilizer was used with the seed and an area where no lime and fertilizer was used with the seed. You can see in the area with lime and fertilizer, there's a much higher rate of vegetative catch than the area with no lime and fertilizer.